Have you ever read a prologue and, like, it just completely sucks you in? You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, bam! That's what we've got going on here with Culpa Mia.
Yeah, Mercedes Ron, she really knows how to open a story, that's for sure. This prologue, it's like a punch to the gut, but in a good way. Like, we're only a few lines in, and it's already intense.
I mean, you don't even know who's running yet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's this girl. We're pretty sure it's Noah, but she's desperate to escape. And then there's Nicholas. He's all about control.
Oh, yeah. Right from that first line, when he's like, tell me what you're running from. It's not even really a question. It's like more of a command, you know?
Totally. You can, like, feel the power dynamic shifting.
It's like foreshadowing right there in the prologue.
And that power dynamic, it just permeates the whole relationship. It's even in the way Noah talks about their lives.
Ugh, that line where she says, this is your world, Nicholas, I'm living your life. Chills every time.
It's like she's lost herself completely trying to fit into his mold.
Which makes you think, how did they even get here? Like, was she always this way? Or did their relationship, did he somehow mold her into the submissive role?
That's the question, isn't it?
And the thing is, even Nicholas, he starts to realize, like, maybe he's the problem.
Oh, tell me you're thinking about the part where he says, it was my fault she was destroying herself.
Yes, that. Talk about a gut punch. It's like suddenly he sees himself in her self-destruction.
Yeah, like a messed up reflection.
And that's what makes this prologue so good. Because it's not just about Noah running away, it's about Nicholas running from himself, too, you know?
It's like we're only seeing the surface, you know?
Right, exactly. Mercedes Ron, she gives us these little glimpses into Noah's struggles, but it's like she's keeping her true self hidden.
It makes you wonder, what's she thinking? What's she feeling under all that pressure?
And is her darkness because of something in her past? Or is it because she's trying so hard to live in Nicholas's world, like he said?
Oof, that part where he talks about her eyes. He says, she's hiding something dark, yet she smiled at me joylessly.
But that line always gets me. It's like, she's mastered this act, this putting on a brave face, you know, but inside it's a different story.
Totally. It's like she's surviving, but at what cost?
Exactly. And remember how she said she's living his life?
Yeah, it's almost like she's lost her own identity somewhere along the way.
Right, and that's when you start asking why. Why would she stay in a relationship like that?
Is it love, fear, or something else entirely?
Those are the questions, right? And then there's the title, Culpa Mia, it's my fault.
I mean, it makes you think, whose fault is it really?
Yeah, we're seeing all this from Nicholas's perspective, his guilt, his realization. But what about Noah's side of the story?
That's what I'm saying. What if she feels just as trapped? It's like we're missing half the story, you know? Like we're hearing Nicholas's side, his regrets, but what's going on in Noah's head?
And that's what makes this prologue so intriguing, right? Mercedes Ron, she doesn't give us all the answers. She leaves us wanting more.
Totally. It's like, is Noah really as broken as Nicholas thinks she is?
Yeah.
Or is there more to her?
Right, like maybe she's found ways to cope, to assert herself that Nicholas just doesn't see.
That's an interesting thought. And that's what I mean about Nicholas's perspective, right? Like, maybe he's not seeing the whole picture.
Exactly. He's so caught up in his own guilt, his own realization, he could be totally blind to what's really going on with Noah.
Okay, so we need to figure out Noah, but we also need to figure out Nicholas and how reliable his take on everything is, right?
Exactly. And that brings us back to the title, Culpa Mia. It's my fault. But whose fault is it, really?
Ooh, good question. Is it fair to put all the blame on Nicholas? Or are they both caught in this, like, this toxic dance?
It's that classic question, isn't it? Do we create our own problems or are we shaped by the people around us? And I think that's what Mercedes Ron is getting at here. It's messy, it's complicated, and it's going to keep us guessing.
That's for sure. Well, that was quite a deep dive, and I'm sure everyone is eager to jump into this book as I am.
Absolutely. It's one of those books that stays with you long after you finish the last page.
So, to our listeners, if this prologue teaches us anything, it's to really think about the dynamics in our own lives, the power imbalances, the unspoken expectations.
The ways we try to change ourselves or even our partners to fit some kind of ideal. Sometimes the most fascinating stories are the ones that make us take a good, hard look in the mirror.
And on that note, it's time for us to sign off. But don't worry, we'll be back soon with another juicy deep dive. Until then, happy reading, everyone.